Hey there, fabulous listeners. Welcome back to Scale Up Strategies, the business growth podcast for coaches, consultants, and speakers. I'm Mary Thane Brandt.
And I'm Laura Bayshore, and we're here to help you scale your business with smart strategies and a splash of sass.
I love that, Laura. Hey, so today's episode is about one of our favorite topics, and it's actually something I've probably been doing it for a couple of years, and it's called CEO Days. And you might be thinking, well, what does that mean? Let me ask you this question. Do you ever feel like you're spinning your wheels, working on 10 projects and never getting anywhere? Your to do list is this long and you're not crossing things off enough? Because I know I've been there. Laura, have you ever been there?
Oh yeah, I'm the kettle here doing that. So yeah, that's why we're gonna break down the magic of CEO days. That's a simple concept that can really revolutionize your business and help you as you strategize to take and scale your business forward. So first, let's talk about kind of what's holding back some business owners. Statistics show that a staggering 70% of owners often get so caught up in their day-to-day operations that they neglect strategic planning for their own growth. So that's when you hear people say, are you working in your business or working on your business? Right? We've heard that. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. I get them confused all the time, but that's just my dyslexia kicking in. But there is a big difference of working in your business versus working on your business, right?
Exactly. I mean, you really need to understand that working on your business is critical for you to be able to grow. And so that's why, imagine if you can dedicate an entire day to look at your big picture. Think about the business owners who are really successful and they seem like they're always innovating or coming up with the next thing. Well, I bet they use this, don't you think, Mary?
Oh, Amy Porterfield, like they have strategic planning days, right? And the
Yeah.
quarterly. So I think CEO days are magic. Let's dive into what a CEO day is. First up, you've got to plan it, right? You can't just wake up and say, "Today's my CEO day." I learned that a long time ago. My CEO days are on Thursdays, and I don't have a whole day. So maybe you start with 2 hours, right? Maybe you're not at a point where you can dedicate a whole day. I block off from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Thursdays for my CEO days. You got to schedule those in advance, you guys, right? Just like anything, you have to plan and you have to treat it like a non negotiable. It's like me putting time. I'm looking at my calendar over here. I have swim. Like going to the gym or working out, I have to put it on my calendar or it's not going to happen. Same thing with
Oh,
the
I thought
CEO
swim
days.
was like I thought swim was like a tool or something at first because you're like, I have swim. I was like, oh, that's what we
Swim.
use. Okay,
Swim.
sorry.
No, I'm sorry. Swim is for Mary to go swimming in the pool. And I'm trying to get there 3 days a week. But if it's not on my calendar, it's not going to happen. The same thing with my
Yeah.
CEO days. So I just decided Thursdays, 10 to 12, and I just have it on repeat. Block it out and guard it fiercely. Trust this or make this your time to work on your business, not in it. And you need to, on top of blocking time out, like, what are you going to work on? You should focus on tasks like reviewing your business goals, analyzing your
Yeah.
metrics, what's working, what isn't working. And also, that allows you to have time to brainstorm new ideas. So, that creative time that you need. I also use it to do writing sometimes, like my marketing and my content. Like, it's a good time to have that time blocked off. So I'm not switching to 10 different things. Like, okay, this will be some writing time.
Yeah. And I think in addition to that, focusing in on personal development as well. This is something that many business owners are lacking. They don't put the time in. And if you think you're going to do it as an afterthought, after you get your kids settled or after you're done watching a movie with your husband or your spouse or your partner, you're not going to. That's just the
No.
bottom line. You've got to get these things on your calendar. And it's also a really good stress reliever. Have you noticed that? That you just feel
Yeah.
better, like, oh.
I
You know,
feel
you
like I'm ahead
focus
of the
on it.
8 ball instead of the 8 ball coming to hit me, right? I feel like, oh, I worked 4 hours in my business. I got these things done today that I had been putting off. And having dedicated time for those type of projects is important. So this isn't client work. I think we need to clarify. CEO days are not the day that you get caught up on client work.
No,
That
that's
is,
working in your business.
yeah,
That's
that's working
working
in your
in your
business. This
business,
is
not
working
on.
on your business. Things that you need to do to grow your business, to scale your business, to make your
Yeah.
business more streamlined, right?
So, Mary, can you then share with us, because we're talking broadly about concepts, but a lot of times it's easier for us to focus in on a story or something that we can
Ooh.
really hold on to that's tangible. Do you mind sharing with us, when was your last CEO day and what did you accomplish?
So on Thursdays, one of the tasks that I do during that time is I create my newsletter, right? That's one thing that I do. But what's coming up, a big one for me is there's two things that I need to accomplish to grow my business. And one is updating my website because ironically, there's nothing on there that says I'm a certified AI consultant or that I know anything about AI. I can't grow my
Yeah,
AI business if my website doesn't talk about it. So I'm going to be
same.
using my days in June to update the website. And we've been talking about this, Laura, a CRM system. I'm
Yes,
getting so many leads, and I'm going to be real honest and authentic. Here's my CRM system, right?
it
I
is
have
a
a
note.
spreadsheet.
It's a sticky note for those of you who can't see it. It is a colorful
Yeah.
sticky note, but I will tell you the color is on brand
Thank
for
you.
Mary's
Yeah.
coaching
So
business. So I
every
will
week I
highlight
write.
that.
Yeah, every week I write down who I'm supposed to follow up with, and I've been lazy, I guess, or I'm like, whoa, I don't know which CRM system, and so I'm just gonna dive in and I'm just gonna pick one and set it up. And I do have one, but I'm not using it, right? So if you're not
Right.
using the tool, why have it? So I need to find a CRM system that I like, I can use, and it works for me, my business, and where I'm at in my business. So what are you going to work on your next CEO day?
Well, that's really great. So one of the things I already started working on is I did choose the CRM system. So I'll share that with you so you can take a look at it too. And
Yes.
I started importing all of my contacts from all of the different databases that I have them in at this moment. And the next thing that I'm looking at, yes, updating my website to include my
Mhm.
AI information, but also um, focusing in on my automated offers. So making sure that I
Nice.
have that in
Ooh,
line. So getting
I
those
like
in
it.
order, setting everything up. And my goal is to have all of that in place um, before July, because as you know, I'm going
Perfect.
to London. And so I want this done so that when I'm in London, I can just see things happening cha-ching in my bank account, make
Yeah.
me feel good about it. So
We might have to do
that's
a work
me.
day in June because we're working on similar things. So we'll
Yeah.
talk about that
Yeah.
after the show. And you guys, CEO days
Okay.
don't have to be by yourself. I know someone, a colleague, Dana, she hosts CEO days once a week. So they don't
Oh,
have to be where you're working by yourself. You can grab a partner, a colleague, and say, hey, maybe it's once a month that you guys get together and do the CEO day together. Like Laura and I are going to be working on websites and CRMs. Well, maybe we should schedule like a 2-3 hour Zoom call and just focus on that. But
yeah.
anyway, so right, let's talk about some of the benefits of why you need a CEO day. Studies show that businesses that engage in regular strategic planning. So if you don't like the word CEO, think of it as your strategic planning day. Okay. That's what it is.
Yep.
So companies and businesses that have strategic planning days, hours, retreats, they grow their business 60% faster and are 70% more profitable than those that don't. So because it's that planning and that strategy, CEO days also help you align your actions with your goals. Because if your
Yeah.
actions are not aligning with your goals, you're not going to make your goals. You're not going to be moving in the right direction. So, some
Yeah.
tips, right? So, doesn't that make sense? Like, we can do actions
It
every day.
does. Well,
But
and
are
I
they
think it
aligned?
also helps to kind of keep you on track and give yourself permission to stop doing things that aren't working for you. Right. So I
Bingo.
like that.
Yeah,
Very
you have
good.
to ask yourself, does this action move me closer to my goal? And I know that we're going to be talking
Absolutely.
about that in one of the episodes on how to set your goals, right? And it's not making a list of everything you have to do. That's a to-do list
That's the
versus
task.
what
Yeah.
goal. That's a task versus a goal. And I think we need to get clear on that difference. And maybe that's where you start on your CEO day, changing your mindset on what a task is versus a goal. So let's go
Absolutely.
over, Laura, a few tips on how people can set up a CEO day. First one is schedule them. I have
Yes.
mine, as I said, Thursdays 10 to 2. And I'm going to be completely honest here. There are times where things come up and I have to use that. And I'm trying to be better at protecting it. But for example, like a speaking or training gig, I'll go ahead and book that. Clients, I won't. I try to, I have certain days for client calls. Do you have a certain day? Is it weekly for you or monthly at this time? What are your CEO days
So
looking like?
I have not chosen a specific date just because it's almost like I couldn't do the commitment of it. So I choose one weekly, but
Oh,
I
that's
really
good.
like just picking a day and sticking with it. And I'm thinking I'm going to choose Monday to
Perfect.
be that for me because I, I don't find that I get a lot of speaking engagements on Mondays. So
Oh,
to kind of
that's good.
avoid that situation, I think that might be the best place to put it.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
important. Like you have to find the day of the week that works for you. I find like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays are my heavy days, like client consultations, client calls, networking events. Tuesdays and Wednesdays are I'm just slammed. Like
Yeah.
this week, Laura, I think I went to 5 networking events in 3 days.
Good job.
I know, it's crazy. So you have to understand, how does your calendar work and what are your boundaries? So Thursdays is like, oh, I can take a little time and work in my business then, or on my business.
Yeah.
I always say that backwards.
Yeah.
Next
On.
on 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 my business. In is with clients. On
Correct.
so the next thing you guys want to do to have a successful CEO day is set clear goals. So, Laura, you just said what you're going to work on.
Yeah.
Now, do you write that down? Are you putting that on your calendar? Like this CEO day on Monday, I'm going to work on the website. And then the following week might be dedicated to the CRM.
Yeah, I think so. That probably sounds the way to do it because if I write it down, I'll hold myself more accountable to it instead of just saying, "Oh, today's the
Ding, ding,
CEO
ding,
day.
ding.
What can I
Yeah.
do?" Yeah.
So
Yeah.
put it on your calendar, make it a repeat event. And then for each week that it's on your calendar, put in your calendar description what is your goal to get done.
Yes.
Because if you just have it on your calendar, then you're like, oh, you might get distracted and work on something else. And that's another thing to work on during your CEO days is minimize your distractions. So and we all have this. We live by the cell phone, right? Turn your notifications off, you guys. Close your email. Like
Turn
that's
them off.
hard for me, right? I'm just letting you guys know it's not easy, right? But have on CEO days, I want you to minimize, close your email out, put your notifications on. If you have an office door, I don't have a door to my office, but
Oh,
close
you
your
don't?
office door. No, because my office, like, so everyone that's on video, that is where the
I
door would be.
see.
Um,
Okay.
yeah, it's an open space, and I thought about putting a barn door, but I like the openness. And it's fine.
Yeah.
I don't have kids, nobody's running in. Um, but don't go on to Facebook unless there's something strategically you need to go. You need to like have your plan. Okay, is it website? Is it CRM? Do I need to work on my marketing game plan, my strategic marketing plan, not just content, not not post just to post. What are you trying to
Yeah.
accomplish with that? So get
Okay. I would
really yeah.
Sorry, I was just gonna add in while you were talking, it just came into my mind, which is you know how I've been doing that 45-minute challenge,
Yeah.
almost weekly and like posting about it. So maybe this is what you do on your CEO days to make sure you don't start getting distracted, right? So 45 minutes, you do this, then you're going to take a break, then you're going to come back for your next 45 minutes. That could be a really good way to make sure that you don't get the squirrel syndrome and think, oh, what could I do on
Yeah,
Facebook?
you have to know what your time span like. I can work for 90 minutes. Like that's a really good. I can crank out
That's
some work.
good. Yeah,
Yeah.
good for
I can
you. That's
focus
really
for 90
good.
minutes. Like, okay, let me get these email funnels going or, whatever it is. But 90 minutes is my sweet spot. And then I need to get up and eat something, walk around, do a load of laundry, because I'm always multitasking, working from
Yeah,
home.
it
But you got to know what
is
your
what it
sweet
is.
spot is. And maybe if
Mm-hmm.
you're working on something hard, maybe it is a 2-hour block and then a break and then smaller blocks. What do they
Yeah.
say? Chew off what is that saying, like do the hard thing first,
Oh, they
don't
eat
do
the
all your
frog thing?
eat the frog. I was gonna say chew an
Yeah.
elephant, but I was like,
What?
it's not chew an elephant.
I've not heard that one, but I love it. I really
Well,
like
because
that.
elephants
I
are
might
big,
just
so I'm
start
like, is
saying
it
that.
chew, right? Chew the elephant. No, it's eat the frog, so
Chew the
eat the frog
elephant.
first. I know.
I'm just visualizing you gnawing on the leg of an elephant. Like that is a visual for me
I'm like,
now.
chew the elephant first. No, eat the frog,
Yeah.
do the hard thing first, turn off all your notifications. And this is something, Laura, we got to reflect and plan.
Yes.
So you should save a half hour of your time block to reflect, what did you get done? And if you didn't get it done, why? Did you not have the resources? Did you not block enough time? Were you on Facebook or Instagram? Anybody go down I'm an Instagram rabbit hole person, but I allow myself to do that at night. Like I allow myself to go watch all the cat videos and dance videos because I think I could be a great dancer. I'm like, I could do that. And then the cat videos because I'm a cat mama, and recipes. But I allow myself, like, after 6 o'clock, I'm allowed to go on Instagram and spend 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's like your reward that you're looking forward to, which I think is a great, great idea. And I do just want to piggyback on what you're saying here. Really think about how an organization that has multiple employees or multiple departments is ran. Each department has a review, whether they're doing it every 30 days, whether they're doing it weekly. All of those reports that you've made before you owned your own business that you used to give to your bosses or your leadership, those KPIs, the reason they use them is because they work. So reflecting and making that plan is so important. I think that's something that we overlook is what was the outcome. And I really like what you said there, Mary, which was if something didn't work, then why? So that we don't continue to do the same thing over and over again, right? Because that's
Yeah.
the definition of insanity. That's Albert Einstein. I do know that one.
Yep, I know that one. I know that one. And I just want to, I think as business owners, we always feel like we have to be working on the clients and maybe the marketing. But I feel most business owners do not don't create space and time to reflect and think. We don't give ourselves permission, right? By blocking out time, like, I'm just going to work on my strategy, or I'm just going to think about
Yeah.
what I love doing in my business, or do I need to shift my services? I think as
Yes.
small business owners, that we don't do that. We're not the big corporations that have a strategic retreat or a board of directors, right? We've both worked in
Yeah.
corporate before, where you had corporate retreats and strategic retreats. And I
Exactly.
think, as much as there's things I don't like about corporate, you know what? That's something that they did well.
I
Maybe not all
agree.
the time, but yeah, right?
Sometimes the execution wasn't, but the thought
There you go.
process behind it is what you need. And that's a great place to kind of leave it, which is that if you have plateaued in your business and you
Mm,
are not doing a CEO day, or if you're not being as structured with that, this is what we're
mm,
encouraging you to do. this is going to help you figure out how to scale to the next level. You have to give yourself the opportunity and the space to think about what's next, because just like when you were starting your business, there was a lot of thought put behind that. There was a lot of
Yes.
strategy. So don't forget about that now. You have to continue
Yeah.
that if you want to continue to grow.
That is that's a great way to wrap this session up on why you need a CEO day. And you guys, we're here to help you every step of the way. So if you've got questions or need guidance, just reach out to us. We love hearing from our listeners.
That's right. Your feedback fuels our fire. So keep it coming. And don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review our podcast. It helps us reach more amazing listeners like you. Ciao.
So until next time, here's a good coffee, great conversations, and even greater success. Cheers.
Now it's ciao. Okay, sorry, I didn't scroll.